Okay guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. We were saving all of our live streams onto our computer and it ate up like 350 gigs on our Mac. So, hey, I'm BAMWX.com, meteorologist Michael Clark, here with a live stream update for you. I want to talk about just some things going on right now in terms of the pattern, how warm we've been, how warm the air that is coming is going to be, and a look at maybe what spring might look like, all right? But all this is powered by the folks at Ray Skillman GMC. We've partnered with them. Their sales manager up there, Colt Key, great friend of mine. If you're in the market for a new car, want to trade in, these guys are great. They've taken care of all of us here at BAM Weather. Go in there, tell Colt you saw his information on the BAM Weather stream, all right? He'll probably jack your price up double, but at least let him know that I sent you, okay? Hey guys, let's take a look here. This is a look at temperatures, the departure from normal as we've basically started 2020. And you know, the entire month, what's happened is a lot of folks have been searching for the cold. Where's it gonna go? Where's the cold at? We've got cold coming, and it's never gotten here. And when we look at the temperature departures so far, a lot of places here are running in the top 10 in terms of the warmest Januaries on record. I believe we're sitting at what, number 5 or number 6 warmest here in Indy, Brett? Something like that. But even go back like 60 to 90 days and you're still getting these departures where you've just been warm in the east and you've been cooler in the west. And that's been a theme for a long time. And you know, I tell you, we've got some new model data coming out here today that once again is trying to suggest in the 12, 13, 14, 15 day time frame that we're going to get some cold air to work into here. And the models have been doing that since December 5th. You know, so if you're curious as to why, I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you and interact with you and try to figure out, you know, what the disconnect here is. But there's certainly been an issue with temperatures. The temperatures have also contributed to the lack of snowfall. You know, it's been very, very non-snowy, if you will. That's a new term. But this is literally the grays. These are 0% of the normal snowfall across the entire, you know, deep south up to into the Ohio Valley, getting into the Northeast. Most places in the Northeast right now, guys, are 50 to 25% of the normal snowfall for the month. That's remarkable. We just haven't had any snow. It's been the same song and dance for the last 5 or 6 years. All the snow goes into the Central Plains. You know, we've got places like Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin that are running 125 to as much as 175% of the normal snowfall. That's been a theme here for quite some time. And unfortunately, there's really nothing in the way in terms of, you know, data showing big relief in terms of big snow events coming or anything like that. We just don't have anything showing up that would add to this here. There was a couple of days where the models had a run of some snowfall here in the Northeast, a big snow event possible here. But guys, the source of cold air, the polar vortex, it's not in the right spot in order for there to be cold. In order for there to be a durable source of cold to help with big winter storms. It's just not in the right spot. So this is today's run of the latest European ensemble model. This is the latest 5 to 10 day. If you look at the previous runs, just dating back the last couple of weeks, this has drastically warmed in a huge way. But these are temperature departures, you know, as much as 10 degrees above the average for a 5-day period. You go out here across the western portion of the country, and this is where all the cold air has been bottled up here into the west for quite some time. So this is nothing new. And this level of warmth here into the central U.S. and into the east, it's going to be kind of like, it's going to be spring-like. I mean, Sunday here, we're forecasting, what, 50s and sunshine here Sunday in the Indy area. So again, I'm open to your questions as to why you think this is going on. You know, do we think it's climate change? Do we think it's just an unfortunate set of winters that we're dealing with because of the ocean temperatures? Do we think it's just luck of the draw? You know, what do you think? I mean, regardless, it's warm. Okay, this is the reason. This is a look here. This is a look at the polar vortex, the stratospheric polar vortex, and all winter long, really, this now has been on the other side of the planet, and where it was over here in North America in early to mid-November. We had that source of Arctic air here over this side of the planet, if you will, or the hemisphere. So we got very cold early on. And in fact, early indications were pretty good that if this thing can hang around, it could be a really good winter. Well, this is what's happened, guys. This departs. This is the day 10 chart now in the European model. This source of cold is on the other side of the hemisphere. And now what the Europeans trying to do is bring a big ridge back into Alaska once again and try to suggest we're going to get cold again in that 11 to 15 day forecast. It has failed 4 times this winter. If this 5th attempt fails, well, then that's the 5th attempt. So, we're just, in terms of getting cold and getting big snow, as of right now, the next 2 weeks, they just don't look good at all. Unless by some chance the European model is correct and we start to bring in this big Alaskan ridge, maybe we'll get some cold air and some snowier times to return to the Ohio Valley into the Northeast. But for now, we're gonna push those storms off into the central northern plains, into the Great Lakes. And that's where the cold's gonna go, is further west as well, okay? Temperatures, check this out. These are highs on Sunday. All right, we have, you're in the mid to upper 60s in St. Louis, okay? You're 55 here in Indianapolis for a high temperature. In Cincinnati, you're 55. Evansville, you're near 60. Just a remarkable level of warmth. This is Monday's high temperatures. Watch the warmth work east into the mid-Atlantic. All right, you got 70s showing up here, so latest European model. And then you've got 55 in Indy. You're 55, 56 around the area. You're 50 all the way up there in Chicago. So it's just a remarkably warm pattern. And boy, I tell you, there's really no indications that this will do anything except probably trend warmer. I wouldn't be shocked if Sunday or Monday we're touching 60s in these areas, that this model is actually too cool on its forecast. All right, this is out to Tuesday. If this front slows down and amplifies just a little bit and gets a little bit stronger, you could be talking about mid upper 60s into the Ohio Valley. What's interesting about this is here from Detroit over towards Chicago, Madison, Milwaukee, what you're looking at is a front. It's a thermal gradient. There's a storm system in here. And you got temperatures that are in the upper 20s to the north and then 60s to the south. I tell you what's interesting, if we could keep something like this going, you maybe you get interested for severe weather prospects as you get into spring. Okay, which brings me to that point. All right, I want to kind of give you just a little heads up into spring. Again, for you guys watching here, remember this stream, the ability to do this is powered by Ray Skillman. I want you to go over there. If you're looking for a vehicle, tell him that tell Colt that Michael sent you. Tell him that Bam sent you. Go over there and ask for Colt. All right, that's these guys are helping us interact with you and fund this stream that we do on a daily basis. So really endorse those guys over there at Skillman. But let's talk about spring. What's interesting is when we look at ENSO, when we look at how things may go, all right, a seasonal forecast indicator is always ENSO, or the El Nino Southern Oscillation Index. And that can give us an idea as to what may be coming, okay? Right now you can see we're in this warm neutral territory for our ENSO regions. Not technically an El Nino, but it's certainly not a cool ENSO, if you will. But note some of these forecasts here starting to decline a little bit, and even getting into now the dynamical average of the modeling. See down here for JJA, that stands for June, July, and August. That's for summer. We have a lot of computer models now that are indicating a cool, neutral, or maybe even a weak La Nina may develop by summer. Statistically, those indications would line up with a hotter and drier growing season, or a hotter and drier summer. But for spring, what it might mean too is that perhaps it's a more of a normal spring. Maybe it's a little bit warmer, and maybe our pattern is a little bit more just spring-like. Maybe we have more thunderstorm episodes or severe weather outbreaks, but we're not looking at these massive flooding events like we've been dealing with the last couple years. At least not right now, I don't think, because of where the trend in ENSO is going. All right. If I look at just temperatures in general for March, April, and May, these are some of our historical analog years that we're using to help us get an indication of what spring might be like. It's possible that it's pretty warm. Now, the caveat here into the north and east is that if we really don't get any source of cold or any type of block to set up, any high latitude blocking, this could overall ultimately be warmer. These are just historical analogs. But regardless, across the central U.S., the general theme would be perhaps a warmer spring. So certainly that's not out of the question. And what's even more interesting, if we look at the severe weather reports, when we look at our analog years, actually some of our, the ones here that are dotted, some of our analog years are pretty active in the severe weather department here across central Indiana. It's you know, it averages out to what is that, 286 reports, Brett? Last year, believe it or not, we had 693.
Oh, it was 06.
No, oh, I'm sorry, that was 06.
Last year was...
Where are we at here? Sorry.
245.
245. So, okay, gotcha. So what may be possible here is that maybe the severe weather season is a little bit more active than what we've seen here more recently. But regardless, an interesting way to look at this, to look at the spring coming up. I'm intrigued by the evolution of things, and I do think that some pretty significant heat, or maybe even more of a normal rainfall pattern, may be possible. All right, so just something to kind of keep in mind. I'll keep this pulled up, and what I'd like to do is kind of go through and answer any questions if you all have them. I'll kind of go through the stream here and pull it up. Let's see here. Let's see. Yes, for Sunshine, Travis says, are the models making you mad with how wrong they've been? Justin is asking. Yeah, I'd say it's frustrating. You know, since the holidays, since around Christmas, we've kind of been ahead of them in terms of knowing that they're forecasting too much cold and we're warmer than they are. So it's important to do your research, know, that they may not be correct. Okay. Let's see. Justin, why would they be mad when they have seen past? Why would they have seen past the incorrect models and been right more than most outlets? Yeah, Travis, that's a good point. I mean, we do try to, we try to see it. It's definitely frustrating though. I mean, it's frustrating to see these things kind of fall flat on their face sometimes. So, Sandy says, does it look to be a really dry summer? Sandy, I don't think that's impossible. I really don't. I don't know for sure yet, but the general trend here in ENSO and how the Pacific Ocean may be looked to cooling off here, that would aid in a drier risk for sure. Okay, so that's not out of the question. It's a great question. Courtney, thanks for watching. Jamie, what do I think of February? I think it's generally a little bit warmer and a little bit drier overall here across the Ohio Valley. Racing season to come early, says James. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Okay. Travis says, what spring? LOL, we never get a spring. Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said, Travis, except for I think this year maybe we may have a spring. All right, so that's kind of the thought process there. Rob says, live videos are great. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate that. Again, this is all made possible, by Ray Skillman. Those guys are helping fund this, helping, just they're sponsoring it for us. So again, go over there and let them know that Michael from BAM said to go bother Colt Key over there. He's a great guy. So realistic chance of any snow next week, Mark is asking. I don't think so, Brett. Do you? Snow here in Indiana next week? Vince? Keep an eye on Tuesday. Yeah. I mean, do we really think though?
Not here in Indy.
So if you guys could, I mean, we have some other guys in the office behind the camera, and here in Indiana, I don't know, maybe Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Far northern Indiana.
Far northern Indiana, maybe there's some snow. Okay.
Maybe.
Let's see. Brian says, when do you see springtime weather coming in? I mean, Sunday, Monday. I mean, it's going to feel like spring this weekend into early next week, for sure. Yeah, for a little bit. It will feel that way. Pretty doggone warm next week. So, yay for lower energy bills. That's right. Drew Schruck. Hey, Drew. How you doing, man? Thanks for watching. All right. Why does the weather trend the past few years seem to warm up ahead of a storm and then get cold? That's not really a new thing. I think it seems more new because everyone has social media and phones, and we're all reporting and recording and posting and texting and tweeting and everything else. But I mean, typically it does get warm and then get cold. I mean, I would say here in the last few years, maybe it's the track of the storm. Instead of going south of Indy, it's been going west and north into Chicago. So the warm air is drawn out ahead of those areas of low pressure. That may be kind of the thought process to that. So snow for Battleground Tuesday, cold air gets here faster. I disagree, Travis, but thank you for participating. We'll see. Warmer February. What about March? Well,
It's a little bit slightly warmer.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
we
based on
favor.
in-laws.
Yeah, we favor warmer. The big caveat or the wild card here, guys, is this. It's what I talked about really a little bit ago. It's where the source, not that. It's where the source of the cold's going to be situated. The last couple of springs, what's happened is, or the last couple of late Februarys into Marches, we've had these sudden stratospheric warming events, and we bring this doggone source of cold back down over here, and we're dealing with it till like April. So far, there are no signs of that. So far, we don't have that indication that we may have a prolonged period of winter this year. So let's pray that, let's hope and pray that doesn't happen. I don't want a prolonged period of winter. Vince, he does. Vince loves snow. He likes to make snow angels. He likes to go sledding.
Now, I told you yesterday Vince was the heat miser, so.
Yeah, Vince does not like snow. So, Lauren, hi, Lauren. Thanks for watching. So the warmer, less active winters mean a less active, severe spring season. No, Jennifer, I don't think so. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Again, it just kind of depends. It depends on a number of different things, but I don't think that's necessarily the case this year. So, any last minute questions? I'm happy to answer them, guys. Happy to chat weather with you. If you're curious about something you've always wanted to know, I'm happy to interact with you. But with that being said, again, we want to thank the folks at Ray Skillman and Colt Key over there. Again, tell them Michael and Bam Weather over there sent you to see those guys, and a great group of guys over there at Ray Skillman. So if there are no further questions, thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll continue again to do these every day and interact with you guys as we go throughout the year. So have a fantastic rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you soon.